Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Minhajul Talibin. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the Merciful, the Compassionate. All praise be to Allah, and we hope that His protection, His blessing be upon all of us. Now we would like to study the end of the chapter 2 or the second chapter, section 1, that is the causes of impurity. And after that I would like to reprint again the continuation of this chapter. But before we further our study tonight, I would like to ask Farudin to read and should be followed up by others.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the Merciful, the Compassionate. The use of stones alone suffices only when the excrement is not dry.
It is right, suffices. Did you try?
Suffices.
Okay. In British or American? Okay. And then the other one, the excrement. We should be careful if we read any word without looking at the dictionary. Okay. Okay, now repeat from the start.
The use of stones alone suffices only when the excrement is not dry. But may be considered sufficient, although extraordinary matters such as blood or excreted or in spite of the excretion.
So, wait. So, according to Shafi'i school or Shafi'i's madhab, the use of stones in purifying when we are just finished the nature or defecation, or in Arabic it's called Qadil Hajah. It is only legal if when we use stone, the place of impurities is not dry. Also, second, it is legal or sufficient purifying the impurity if there is nothing moving from its place. So what happens when the requirement is not fulfilled? When the requirement is not fulfilled, as we will know later, the use of water is obligatory. So the use of stone or something like stone, such as tissue or any other matters, is not enough to purify our impurity. Okay, please continue.
Of an extraordinary quantity of matter.
Repeat, from or in spite.
Or in spite of the excretion of an extraordinary quantity of matter. Provided that the impurity does not extend beyond the sides of the orifice. The rubbing with stones is 3 times repeated, either with 3 different stones or with 3 sides of the same stone.
So if we using something like stone, for example tissue, we must have 3 tissues, 3 different tissues to purify the place which is impure. It is different with the stone. If stone can be used, 1 stone can be used 3 times, if the size of stone is big enough, but not in the case of tissue, because tissue is so thin. If we use one time, it will be useless, cannot be used for the second or three times. So in the case of using tissue, we only can use 1 time, 1 tissue. Okay, continue.
A dirty stone must be cleansed.
Repeat.
A dirty stone.
Okay, say many. All say.
A dirty stone.
Here, this one. Who is that? Okay, say loudly. And behind you, say. You don't have the paper. Huh? You can copy in the store. Copy in the store. if you want to be an intellectual person, an informed person, you have to try hard, and you have to love what you are doing. If your paper is lost, you have to find another paper. Okay. Now read it. Actually, which one? Where are the others? Permission? How many Mahat Ali students which is present here? It is only 5, 6. Where is the others? Okay. Who is this? This one? Zainullah. Okay, call them. And Nur Yakin also. Call others. All Mahat Ali students. Who this one? Huh? Fahmi. Fahmi Ulum. Okay, Fahmi. Call them. Quickly. Call them all. All Mahat Ali students must be here. Okay, before they're coming, now please read further. Okay, continue reading.
Must be cleansed before use. The Sunnah insists upon each of the three cleansing being done separately. Each stone should be used in cleansing the whole of the part of the body, requiring to be cleansed.
Yeah, it is to be cleansed. Requiring to be cleansed. Okay. Repeat.
Requiring to be cleansed. Though some jurists recommend apportioning the three stones or three ends of the same stone between the two sides and the middle. The Sunnah requires the cleaning to be done with the left hand. In the case of excretion of womb or of animal waste,
what? Of animal?
waste.
Yes. Wasted. There is some T in there. Okay, repeat.
Or of animal waste, a cleansing is not strictly necessary, according to Al-Adhar.
Okay, so this is, I think, the final study about the basic rule of the causes of impurity. The final study in section 1. We later, it is section 2. We later will study another section, but we still learn about tahara, causes about tahara in particular, because the tahara or the purity is very long explanation in this book, just like in many other jurisprudence book. The tahara is very important matter because it is related to do with ibadah or with prayer. So because it is related closely with ibadah, with prayer, it is studied very deeply in any books of jurisprudence, either in Shafi'i school or in 3 other schools, just like Maliki and Hanafi school, Hanbali school. The tahara or the purity chapter, it is very important chapter because it is unique in nature, unique in the sense that it is not common among religion before Islam. There is no such ruling in Christianity or in Judaism. There is no such ruling of purity and how to purify any impurity. So, because it is uncommon among mankind, among human, so it needs to be explained very carefully and very deeply. That's why tahara, it is very long chapter and long section as well. Where is the others? Please call through my speaker. Okay, all my other students should come here immediately. So, because purity is very important matter in Islam, because if you want to make prayer, you have to be pure in the condition of, or in the state of purity. So it is explained at length in the jurisprudence book, both in Shafi'i's book or in any other books. Anyone who came late here, later on should come to my house later, right? So now, please explain first, Farudin, explain about purifying with stone.
Thank you. Like we said last week, Islam is not only moral religion. Islam also rule our daily life until even when we want to defecation or urination. And tonight we will discuss about how we do cleansing with the stone.